Hello my friends, welcome to today's video. I'm Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. Today's video should be a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoy it and that you give it a try. Now let's get started. Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Today it is snowing in New Jersey again, and that's what inspired this painting. I decided to do a little snowscape. So for the sky, I am wetting down the area first with some clean water, and you can see I'm using a large brush. And then I'm going to add some different shades of blue in there. I'm painting on Arch 100% cotton watercolor paper today. I'm using my Muño pan paints and my silver black velvet brushes. You can see that I've added a little washi tape along the edge of the paper because I like that look of the border. And I'm starting off with a little ultramarine blue, and I'll also add some cobalt blue in there. And I'm just going to blend those papers, or allow them to blend with the water on the paper on their own. I'll also be using micron fine liners and a white Posca pen. Now in this style of painting, please don't worry about perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a whimsical painting, and I know that a lot of people get caught up, especially beginners, get caught up in perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to sharpen everything up and it's all going to come together in the end. So don't worry if your lines aren't perfectly straight, or if your colors aren't going right to the pencil line. It's okay. In the end, it'll all come together, and I want you to enjoy painting. I think that when you strive for perfection, you get lost in the details and you don't enjoy the painting as much. With practice comes better technique and better understanding of your paints and the way they work, and that will all come. But in the meantime, just paint and have fun. So now I am starting to add what should be snow. So you can see I'm wetting down the area. And of course, at the end of the video, you can pause it and take a screenshot of the finished painting and use that as your reference, or you can print it out at any time and trace it if you like, if you don't want to have to draw it. So the area above is already dry. So I've wet down the area where I am currently painting, and I wet down the entire area so that when I add this ultramarine blue, it blends into the water and it gives me a nice soft edge. Once I've added the blue, I use the brush to move the paint around a little bit and soften it up even more. And now I want to add a little, I guess kind of like snowdrifts. So I'm using very diluted aquamarine on the tip of my brush, and I'm adding little hills of it and then using the brush to soften the edges. And that just gives you a little bit more detail in the foreground. Here I am using the color, what color is this? I think this is... You know, it's so hard. It's light red. I've got so much paint on my color card that I can barely read them. So I'm using light red on here. It looks more to me like a raw sienna, but that's what it is, light red on the Muño pan paint set. And you can see that I used it diluted to paint the area, and then once I was finished, I used a heavier consistency around the edges. And here I'm painting some tree branches. I'm using Van Dyke brown and a little bit of brown red, just to give it so it doesn't look so flat. You can use whatever shades of brown you want. And these trees are very simple. They're not very complicated. They're not very detailed. They're just a couple of branches. And make sure that you wait until your paper is completely dry before you start adding your trees. Always wait, and that's very difficult, I know. I just want to paint. I don't want to wait for things to dry, so I do use a blow dryer. That speeds things up because I'm very impatient. So if you're like me, keep a blow dryer nearby, dry your paper before you start painting in your next element or your next layer. Now I'm painting in the fence posts, and for this I'm using the brown red, and I'm using burnt umber as well. And I'm using a smaller brush, and you can see that I'm using the tip of the brush to paint the outline. Then I'm cleaning my brush in some water and bringing that paint from the edges to the center. Very easy. Now I'm using yellow ochre and raw umber to paint the other side of the house. And they're diluted. So I'm using the yellow ochre, and then I'm adding a little bit of the raw umber once I've finished painting it, and while the paint is still wet. I'm adding that around the edges, and I'll do the same for the other side. Now to paint the roof, again, I waited till everything was dry. I'm wetting down the area, and then I'm going to use the ultramarine to drop around the edges to make it look like it's snow covered. And I'll do the same for the other house as well. And while you watch me paint this, I'll remind you that all the products used are listed in the description box. If you have any questions about anything you see me do here or about the products that I use, please let me know in the comment section. I'll always get back to you. And I hope that you consider joining our Facebook group, Vivo Vintage Design Tutorials, where you can post your versions of the paintings and techniques learned on this channel. We have such a wonderful group of members who are so talented and just so caring. So if you ever need help with anything, we are all there to support you. I almost forgot about this section here. So now that everything is dry, I'm just wetting it down, and it's the last little hill. And once I wet it down, I'm going to use the ultramarine blue and just add it to the top like I did for the others. Now you can get more creative with this painting if you like. You can also use a little watered down gouache and splatter the white paint onto the paper and make it look like it's snowing. And I actually considered doing that, but decided not to. And here's my favorite part. Of course, we have to have some shadow. So I diluted some indigo with a lot of water. And it's also mixed on my palette with the other blues that I had on there. And I'm just using a big brush so that I don't get too caught up in the details. I'm just adding a shadow for all the trees, the fence posts, and the houses. And you can see my lines aren't straight because the snow isn't flat. So of course the lines aren't going to be straight. Don't think too much about this. Don't try for perfection. I think the harder you try sometimes, the more difficulty and the less impatient, or rather the less patient you become. So don't go crazy with it. You can see I'm just adding the blue. I'm not trying to make it look like each individual tree and branch. And if you do use indigo, make sure you dilute it really well. It's a very strong color, one of my favorites, but it's a very strong color. So you want to make sure you dilute it well. And you can see I've left some little white areas in my shadow as well. Now it's time to forget to paint the chimneys. I almost forgot them. So I'm going to paint one side that the light red, and then I'll paint the other side with the yellow ochre. And this is such a really simple painting. I know it looks complicated, and I hope that as you watch me paint it, you realize that it's really not complicated at all. And I hope that it inspires you to give it a try. And you can add so much more than I did. I keep these paintings simple because I really just want to inspire you, and then I want you to make the painting your own when you give it a try. You can add a snowman, you can add more fences, you can add any elements that you like. Now I'm using a size 0.5 micron pen to start outlining everything. And if you're doing this painting, a smaller version of this painting or something similar, I recommend that you use a micron pen with a smaller nib. Like maybe a 0.3 if you're painting on like 5x7 paper. And now I'm using, I think this is a 0.8 or 0.5 to paint in these tiny little windows. Now here I'm using a white Posca pen to add some snow to the branches of the trees. And I'm just dotting it in. Wherever the branches meet, I'll add a bunch of snow in there. And make sure not to make straight lines. That's not the way snow looks on a tree. And even though this is a whimsical painting, just don't make it straight. I'm also going to add some snow with the white Posca pen on top of the fence posts, and wherever I think I need some snow. Then my background looked too boring, so I grabbed my, I think this is a 0.3 micron pen, and I'm adding some bare trees in the background, no leaves. And because the paper that I'm using is cold pressed, the micron pen will skip on the paper, and I love the way that look. So I'm not pressing very hard. You can see the first tree that I painted looks a lot darker than the other trees that I'm drawing here, rather, because I used less pressure because it made it look as though there was maybe some snow sitting on those branches in the distance. So less pressure, don't make it too dark. And I just filled in the background with those little bare trees. And then I used the white Posca pen again to use a little, to add a little white snow wherever I thought it should be building up, or just to add more detail and make it more interesting. So I brought you in a little bit closer so that you can see how I'm drawing these trees in the background. You can see I'm not trying to be too careful, just drawing branches here and there and letting the marker skip on the paper so it looks like there's snow on those branches. This was a fun little painting. It didn't take a lot of time. I think I spent more time waiting for it to dry until I remembered to use the blow dryer than I actually did painting it. And it captures the mood for today perfectly. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and that I've inspired you to give it a try. Again, check out the description box for links to the products used. Let me know if you have any questions. Oops, I forgot to add the shadow for the trees in the background. So that's what I'm doing here. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.